Dear Chartered Accountants, working professionals, and students in the domains of Indian auditing, accounting, and the tax and regulatory space, welcome to podcast of FCA Deepak Rao, a practicing Chartered Accountant.
Daily news and updates for 23rd September 2023. Income Tax Department of India has recently introduced a new tax payment summary report which is now accessible in the report section of the AIS portal. This report is designed to provide a comprehensive summary of taxes paid for a specific assessment year. The new tax payment summary report is a valuable tool for taxpayers as it provides a single consolidated view of all tax payments made for a particular assessment year. This can be helpful for taxpayers who need to track their tax payments for various reasons such as filing their income tax return, applying for a loan, or claiming a tax refund. SEBI has notified an amendment to the SEBI Listing Obligations and Disclosure Requirements Regulations 2015. A new Regulation 62A has been inserted after Regulation 62. The new regulation states that a listed entity whose subsequent issues of the unlisted non-convertible debt securities made on or before 31st December 2023 are outstanding may list such securities on the stock exchanges. Further, a listed entity whose non-convertible debt securities are listed must list all such securities proposed to be issued on or after 1st January 2024 on the stock exchanges. Also, a listed entity that proposes to list the non-convertible debt securities on the stock exchanges on or after 1st January 2024 must list all outstanding unlisted non-convertible debt securities previously issued on or after 1st January 2024 on the stock exchanges within 3 months from the date of the listing of the non-convertible debt securities proposed to be listed. The SEBI has issued the revised framework for handling of the complaints received through the SCORES platform for entities and monitoring the complaints by the designated bodies. This aims to strengthen the existing investor grievance handling mechanism via SCORES. Now, the designated bodies may apply for SCORES authentication and or for application programming interface integration within the prescribed period to ensure compliance with the circular by 4th December 2023. Further, market infrastructure institutions and designated bodies must bring the provisions of this circular to the notice of all listed companies and registered intermediaries and disseminate the same on their respective websites. The government has clarified that the taxpayers notified for generation of e-invoices and supplying goods or services to government departments or agencies need to generate B2B invoices with the GSTIN of the government department or agency. Accordingly, the registered person whose turnover exceeds the prescribed threshold for generation of e-invoicing is required to issue e-invoices for the supplies made to such government department or agencies under Section 48, subsection 4 of CGST rules. Indigo, with a market share of over 60% in India, is shifting its strategy to become a global airline rather than just focusing on domestic flights. As it becomes a more global airline, Indigo may introduce changes to its services and products, including catering and potentially offering business class on longer routes. The Indian airports are adapting to support Indigo's ambitions, and the airline sees potential for growth and improved pricing power in the evolving market. India's largest casino chain, Delta Corp, has been issued an intimation by the Directorate General of GST Intelligence, Hyderabad, alleging tax liability of Rs 11,139 crore along with interest and penalty for the period from July 2017 to March 2022. If the dues remain unpaid, it will be served with a show cause notice, the company said in a stock exchange filing on Friday. In a respite for global PC and laptop manufacturers, the government is likely to defer import duty curbs on PCs, laptops and tablets by at least 9 to 12 months from the October 30th deadline, while asking them to register for the new import process. The move is said to be a breather for companies like HP, Apple, Dell, Lenovo, and others who rely on imports to meet the surge in demand in the country for their PCs, laptops, and tablets, especially in the festive season ahead. Terming India's economic outlook for the current fiscal remains bright, the Finance Ministry on Friday said the baseline estimate for GDP growth in financial year 24 is 6.5%. Economic activity maintained its momentum. High frequency indicators suggested that the second quarter of financial year 24 is shaping up well too, said the monthly economic review of the ministry. The Indian economy grew by 7.2% last fiscal, but growth is expected to slow down in the current fiscal due to the global slowdown. The economy, however, grew at a higher than anticipated rate of 7.8% in the first quarter of 2023-24, raising growth projections by private agencies for the fiscal. However, most agencies still remain cautious about GDP growth with forecasts at less than 6.5%.
This podcast is sponsored by Sound of CA. We share because we care. Vande Mataram, Jai Hind.